and Willis primaries back on the Willis machine.
Copy, Rex. Thank you. Hey, thanks again for getting that connection squared away.
Yep.
Atlantis, station on the big loop. The ODS vestibule is pressurized. Or go to begin leak check.
Here in the shuttle flight control room, a shift handover is underway as the Orbit 2 team, led by Flight Director Rick LeBrode, beginning its handover from the Orbit 1 team under the direction of Kwatsi Alabarujo. The Orbit 1 team has been on since the wee hours this morning, supervising the rendezvous and docking. The Orbit 2 team will take over the rest of the crew day. That will involve the opening of the hatches between the two vehicles, the safety briefings to be conducted between the crews, and the robotics that will hand off the orbiter boom sensor system from the station's robotic arm to the shuttle's robotic arm, setting the stage for the Raffaello multi-purpose logistics module work to be done on Monday, when it will be grappled by the station's robotic arm and transferred for an installation on the Earth-facing port of Harmony, the Harmony module of the International Space Station's U.S. segment, for the transfer of 4.5 tons of supplies. Regarding this morning's flawless rendezvous and docking by Atlantis for the final time to the International Space Station. Again, the mission status briefing for the day coming up at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. We're going status of the vehicles. The chair of the mission management team, Leroy Kane, who's the Deputy Shuttle Program Manager, will be conducting his briefing today at 3 p.m. Central Time. At a much earlier hatch opening than is currently forecast, the current estimate.
Go ahead for Atlantis on a big loop.
Hey, we show the maneuver complete. The rates are damped. Your go for priority power down Group B, including Block Bravo on the timeline.
Again, a flawless docking by the shuttle Atlantis to the International Space Station 16 years after first docking to the Mir Space Station. Atlantis closes out a chapter of space activity in this regard by linking up east of New Zealand at 10:07 a.m. Central Time, 11:07 a.m. Eastern Time, and sets the stage for around 8 or so days of joint docked operations to supply the International Space Station with more than 5 tons of supplies that will carry the station well over the course of the next year at the start of the post-shuttle era.
This is Mission Control Houston. As you can see, we're seeing live onboard video from the International Space Station. Now the Expedition 28 crew getting ready to welcome the STS-135 crew. The pressurized mating adapter hatch itself is now open. That occurred at 11:25. We're waiting for the final hatch to be open, and that will signal our official hatch opening between the two crews. This crew is running close to an hour ahead of time, so we will stand by and watch these two crews greet one another. Once again, this is live onboard video from the International Space Station, looking inside the Harmony node as the Expedition 28 crew get ready to open up the hatches between the station and Space Shuttle Atlantis. The crew is going through the process of opening up all the different hatches. The pressurized mating adapter number 2 hatch has been opened, but our official hatch opening time will occur once the final hatch is open.
Atlantis, Houston, air to ground 2 for the DAP.
Copy that. That's also copies.
Head for the crew later on today and also tomorrow. So we will be back for today's mission status briefing.
The Johnson Space Center for today's mission status briefing on the flight of Atlantis to the International Space Station. An eventful day on orbit. With us to discuss all of the details, the lead Space Shuttle flight director for STS-1.